What's up, guys? Camp Flipper Ship. You have to pardon my voice. I'm a little bit sick. um, as you can see, I have with me the Morph Knives fingerprint, and this is the Turbid. It's a mirror polished Turbid. Something that I thought that I would want to get for myself, just to have a little bit of fun with a more luxury product, and it's been a lot of fun. But this is essentially like my full review, because when I first got it, I never uploaded a full review. I kind of just talked about just a few things that I noticed about it, more of like a first impressions style video. And now I've had it for long enough that I can honestly say it's ready to be reviewed, at least for me and my personal preferences or my personal vetting process. So first and foremost, I guess I can start off with the things that are good about this product. So this is a balisong made by Morph Knives. If you get the mirror polish version, it comes in anywhere around $400-ish. So there are a lot of awesome things that you're competing with at this price point. So that's something worth noting. That being said, it does kind of strike in terms of fit and finish within that that general level. It doesn't disappoint in that way. It feels every bit of that amount of money in terms of the overall look, fit, and finish. If you get the non-mirror polished one, I believe it is around 350-ish. You can get them secondhand for around 300. So it's very nice. Just as a side note, the mirror polish part of it does sometimes lend itself to being a little bit annoying, because with anything mirror polish, you have these opportunities for it to get damaged by, fingerprints or things along that line. And so that part is sort of annoying, but it's good, if you just take care of it, and you can clean it with, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but one of the easiest things to clean a mirror polish with is glass cleaner. So if you have a lot of glass cleaner and things like that, that's a really good way to keep your mirror polish in good condition. So as you can see, it was newly polished when I came out here and started flipping, and just in the course of just flipping it, I don't know if you can see, but there are fingerprints kind of starting to form on there already. And that's just how it goes. You'll have to clean it here and there. I think sometimes it's meant more to be more of a showpiece than it's meant to be something that's going to get used all the time. But me, I'll use everything I have, even to my own detriment. So yeah, kind of moving on the more positive things that I have experienced with this balisong. Jeez, come on. It's the tune on this thing is so amazing. This is probably the best sounding balisong that I've ever experienced. And there's like a deeper ring to it than a lot of other balisongs that have a ring, and it's just so awesome to get to feel and experience that tune. And it kind of, the reason why it has that tune is something that I'll touch on a little bit later in the video, but it's not a positive thing. So anyways, so yeah, tune's amazing. It's a beautiful knife. Fit and finish is fantastic. It's serviceable in terms of flipping. Not my favorite, but it's definitely doable. And so, once you get used to it, you can kind of get a little bit more, should I say, like automatic with it. But in the time period around that, or like before that, it takes some adjusting. And, it's always like that with balisongs like this. So that's okay, because the nicer balisongs that are higher quality, that are prettier, for some reason they just tend to not really flip as well, with the exception of the Wraith. Yeah, so that's like the positives. Time to kind of talk about some other stuff, some things that I would say people would not see as positives. So first and foremost, this balisong is super heavy. I don't know like what the ounces are, because it's not my style of review to go out and like weigh it and do every little detail. Apologize if that's something you're looking for, but you could probably just find out the specs online and just go off of that. But it's so heavy. It feels heavier than pretty much every balisong in my collection. And I have some pretty heavy ones. Secondly, it's, the durability is really good on this balisong because the handles are all solid titanium, which is good. But then you have to factor in the fact that like the mirror polish reduces the durability in the sense that like it may be durable, that it's not going to fucking break in half, but it's not durable in the sense of like the moment that it takes any damage, it's like so easily visible that you would have to be like thinking to yourself like, oh my God, why did I do this? Why did I flip it? You know what I mean? At least if you're like a very like person who likes to keep your balisongs in excellent condition. And that's just kind of, the nature of the beast with a balisong like this. And so as you can see, I don't know if you can really tell, but right here near the very, very tip, I have some areas, I don't know if the camera will focus or not, maybe with a wider background, but there's little scratches, see that? And it's just, in a normal balisong, it wouldn't really matter. And actually the tip held up really well for getting knocked into something that would scratch it like that. But it's just like, for what it is, you're like, oh no, now my balisong is not at the condition that I would want it to be, you know what I mean? And so that's sort of unfortunate. But yeah, that's kind of like one thing. Another thing is the resale value of these things. So these are the kind of balisongs where they just don't hold a lot of value. So if you're getting one of these, you have to understand that like a lot of people have never heard of this brand, or they have heard of it and they're not particularly interested, especially for the price range. And so you have to understand that like if you're getting one of these and you plan on trying it out and then reselling it, it's going to be a little bit of a task to try to get it sold, because a lot of people don't want it, at least not for the price that you paid for it. For me, I think I will probably keep this. I love the way it sounds. It's the best sounding balisong I have. It's very pretty, and it's just something different, something cool that I can kind of like look upon and be like, this is very awesome. So for that reason, I probably will keep it. But if you have any doubts in your mind, I would say just watch out, because the chances of this thing not holding its value are extremely high, and finding a buyer that's willing to buy it at the price that you got it for, extremely low. But yeah, so that's kind of like the general concepts around it. Build, fit, finish, price, quality. It hangs around the area of things that are in its price range, and it competes decently well. It's a little bit heavy, so that's sort of unfortunate if you're somebody who doesn't like heavy balisongs, because it's just like it's not going to hold, it's not going to flip as competitively as something that's a little bit lighter. But that's just the name of the game with balisongs, is like there's give and take with all that stuff. So you just have to decide what's important to you. I can obviously still flip it. You see me here flipping it, but there are tricks that give me a little bit of trouble. And, I'm not the most technical flipper in terms of, what people would expect. So, you have to take that with a grain of salt and see if maybe the style of flipping that you like or want to do is going to be possible on something like this. Because I would say that like in terms of things that turn people off, the tune is going to be like the number one thing that's going to be, not the tune, the flippability is going to be the number one thing. Like the weight of this thing is going to be the number one thing that turns people off. But the funny thing is that the way that it's able to sound so amazing and so good is that it has that heavy percussive slab of titanium that kind of gives it that sound and that character that you can't really get from extremely light knives. So it's sort of like a double-edged sword. But the tolerances and the sound and the feel of it is like akin to like a machine-wise balisong, because it's just so bouncy, it's so percussive, it's so unique sounding, and I don't know, to me, I think that that's an awesome thing. So that's kind of how I feel about this balisong. And let me know in the comments if you've ever felt one of these or if you like them. I've seen other people like flipping the shit out of these, so I know it's possible. And you know, I'm flipping it here and managing it decently enough, so it may not be that big of an issue to where it's like a huge thing to you. But I would say if you're in this price range, really just weigh your options, because there are a lot of really nice things in this price range that you can probably get for yourself. But it kind of sits in a middle area, especially the mirror polish one. Like the regular Turbid is competing with 300 and it's competing with high tier but non-luxury balisongs, which you can get some really awesome stuff in that price range. Whereas the mirror polish one, I think for the extra little bit of money that you're paying, I think it's worth it more so than the regular one, even though the mirror polish is a pain in the ass a little bit. But as a, you know, something that people might want to have as a safe queen, I think this is an awesome option. But it just depends on what it is that you prioritize with your balisongs and what it is that, you know, draws you in when it comes to, you know, these options. Is it going to be the sound? Is it going to be the feel? Is it going to be, you know, something that you're going to use the shit out of? Because I'll tell you right now, for $400, you can get 2 amazing flipping balisongs in the secondhand market. And that would just make this thing seem like it just doesn't work at all in your hands. So I don't know. Oops. It just comes down to your own personal preference and things that things that impress you, or things that you are going to prioritize. And I'm really fucking shitting the stick. So yeah, that's kind of like an individual thing. So that's how I feel about this knife. Overall, what I would rate it, if you're really considering everything, I would say it's probably maybe a 6.5 or a 7 out of 10 for most people. And then for me, I like it at an 8, because tolerance is something that I really love out of a balisong. I love a balisong that sounds good, and I don't mind a heavier balisong, but this one is really, really pushing the boundaries of, you know, what I would consider to be acceptable. Oops, shit. So, let me know, guys, if this is gonna affect you, or if this helps you make your decision, or if it didn't, because it's good to know sometimes what people are thinking and what you guys get out of my videos. So, but yeah, that is the Morph Knives Turbid. And my phone screen is too dark because it's so bright outside, so I can't see how I've been flipping in this video. So I apologize if I'm like a little bit out of frame and stuff like that. I know that's been happening lately. And wish me better to not be sick anymore, and let me know what you guys want to see from the channel. But that's the full review on this thing. And I think just because a lot of people are maybe not as particularly interested in this compared to other options in the range, I might title it something like review, or I might title it something clickbaity. I don't know. You gotten this far, you probably don't give a fuck either way. You probably got this shit playing while you're like cleaning your car, doing the dishes and shit. But this is a cool offering, and I think it's good that we try to, you know, show some love to companies that are not exactly the most common companies that we all know, because at the end of the day, we can't let this industry become, you know, a monopolized industry where just the same companies are the only ones that really get any credit, because they, you know, at that point they're just going to be doing stupid shit or like overcharging for shit. So, but yeah, but Morph Knives Turbid, a knife that I would say for the price range, you should get the mirror polish. If you don't get the mirror polish, I would say the regular Turbid is probably not worth the money for what you can get other than it in the same price range. But at the same time, if tolerances are a big deal to you, or if the sound of a balisong is a big thing to you, then maybe it is worth it. But that's kind of like where I stand. And I think the mirror polish, since you're getting a semi-luxury product, something that's unique, something that's cool, I would say at that point it's more worth it. But at the same time, I mean, oh shit, I could understand either way if you wanted to get it or you didn't. So fuck, rock on.